to hear on Thursday a matter related to the eviction of about 5,000 people from Haldwani, allegedly from railway land. Now, the plea for the urgent hearing is being made by the advocate Prashant Bhushan. Now, to remember that the High Court had asked for a vacation of the railway land. So now we are learning that the case, of course, has reached the Supreme Court. Do remember that these people, thousands of them, in fact, have been asked to vacate what is known as homes and structures that have come up on a kilometre, rather 2 kilometre long stretch of land that the High Court has held to be as the railways. Rhythm Anand Bhardwaj on the phone line with us. She has more details. Rhythm, good morning. Rhythm, give us more details in terms of this. Now, obviously, some hope coming in for all these protesters as the Supreme Court has agreed to hear the case.
Yes, that's right. Today, the Supreme Court has said that in the Haldwani cases, they will hear the case tomorrow. It's agreed to hear the matter of relating to the eviction of 5,000 people, Nupur from Haldwani, allegedly from railways land. The plea is being made by Prashant Bhushan. There are two sides to the same story. One is, of course, the protests that are taking place that are spiraling out of control. The other is the Uttarakhand High Court that had recently ordered the authorities to evict the unauthorized occupants to vacate the premises from the railway land adjoining the Haldwani railway station. This land is called Nupur Gapur Basti. Now, in this area, the issue was that there was railway land encroachment in the Haldwani area. This dates back to 2007. At that time, the railway officials had conducted eviction operations, and in July last year, the Northeastern Railways had delivered over 1,000 eviction notices to Banhulpura residents, also instructing them to vacate their homes. In April, 500 people had also received similar notices. The Uttarakhand High Court had previously asked the railway administration to remove the encroachments on the railway land in 2016. The Supreme Court has postponed the hearing earlier, but the brief facts of the case show that this is not an eviction drive, but more something that has been, trying to evict land encroachers since 2007, that is 15 years. And the eviction drive is a result of a High Court order. Now we have to see how the Supreme Court is going to be looking at it, as both sides are going to be put forward. We're also seeing several Congress leaders very interested in this petition. Prashant Bhushan has filed another petition today, so that will also be clubbed with others. We now have to see what the Supreme Court on Thursday is going to state.
Right, absolutely. Now, Rhythm, even as the Supreme Court, of course, will hear the case tomorrow, the fact of the matter is that the court said that essentially enough time should be given to these people to vacate the land. And that is something that railway authorities, working in tandem, of course, with civic authorities have already done, haven't they?
Yes. So as we are looking at this, Nupur, we are seeing whether as the Supreme Court has said, now that they've approached the Supreme Court on the removal of encroachments, the Supreme Court really needs to now figure out whether they will be given more time. 5th of Jain is the hearing. This is also coming when Congress is making appeals saying that these people should not be rendered homeless. On the other side, we are seeing that this was after an Uttarakhand High Court order on 20th of December that ordered for the removal of encroachments. On the one side, it's a High Court order demanding encroachments be removed. On the other side, we are seeing, these political parties joining the protesters and asking for some action to be taken quickly. All eyes are going to be on the 5th of Jan, the hearing before the Supreme Court.
All right. Now, Rhythm, just give us brief details about what Prashant Bhushan has said in his plea before the court.
Prashant Bhushan has made the plea before the court, which will be heard on the 5th of Jan. He believes that the residents need to be given more notice for this encroachment that is happening. There have also been protests in the Haldwani area that have been led by Congress MLA Nupur. AICC Secretary Qazi Nizamuddin also said and challenged the High Court order in a press conference in Haldwani. The apex court that is going to be hearing the matter is going to be seeing all sides, whether this case is being politicized. Uttarakhand High Court, remember, like I said, had earlier reserved its decision on the encroachment. We have to see whether it's just an encroachment that is being done after the Uttarakhand High Court has ordered the authorities to evict forward the unauthorized occupants, or whether more time, like you said, needs to be given to the occupants that want to be that have to be removed, and the eviction notices that were given out in last year, July. All these factors will have to be taken together, but we also feel, like I said earlier, the authorities have been trying to get land encroachers since 2007.
All right, Ridhim Bhardwaj reporting on this. Thank you very much for joining us with all those details. So the Supreme Court, of course, hears the matter tomorrow. Well, we're cutting across to pictures now that we are getting of the Jain community. All right, we'll just cut to them in a bit. We are cutting to pictures of the Jain community now holding a protest against the Jharkhand government decision to declare Sri Samad Shikharji as a tourist spot. Now, do remember that these protests have been going on for about 2 weeks now, where people from the Jain community have essentially been up in arms against the Jharkhand government's decision of declaring Sri Samad Shikharji, a sacred pilgrimage site of the Jain community, as a tourist place. Now, the order was passed on Tuesday in Jaipur. It is located in Parsnath Hills in the Jharkhand state. So, we are, of course, now getting you more details in terms of these protests, which have gone on for about quite some time now, nearly 2 weeks. Do remember that the Jain community members, of course, have been saying that this is an extremely sacred site for the Jains and that it cannot be turned into a tourist place. So, protests, of course, have taken place in other parts of the country as well. These pictures, I think, are from Mumbai, where these protests are taking place over the decision of the Jharkhand government to turn this into a sacred pilgrimage site for the Jain community into a tourist place. Well, Sandeep is now joining us. He has more details. Now, Sandeep, I think you've been speaking to a large number of those protesters. What are their demands?
And now they have been across the country, and now they have been in fact moved. They've been in fact moved.
All right, I think that's a very poor audio connection that we have with Sandeep. But just to tell our viewers a bit about this pilgrimage site. Now, this is located in Jharkhand. It is one of the biggest pilgrimage destinations for people of the Jain faith. In fact, it is considered to be very important by both sects, that is the Digambars as well as the Shvetambars.
देखिए, सरकार फैसला वापस लेगी, शायद उन्हें ठीक से समझाया नहीं जा पा रहा है और ये बहुत भावात्मक मुद्दा है, तो इस पर लोग जो सुनते जा रहे हैं वो जुड़ते जा रहे हैं निरंतर। और कल मुनिश्री का जो देह विसर्जन हुआ, समाधि मरण हुआ, तो वह एक बहुत बड़ा मुद्दा बन गया देश में और लोग इस धारा में बह पड़े हैं। इसलिए सरकार को चाहिए कि बहुत बड़ी मांग नहीं है, सिर्फ यही चाह रहे हैं कि जो था जो है वैसा का वैसा रहने दिया जाए और कुछ करना है तो इसे इस स्तर पर किया जाए कि वो पवित्रतम तीर्थ क्षेत्र के रूप में सुरक्षित रहे और लोग उससे जुड़ कर के धर्म करें, अध्यात्म के क्षेत्र में आगे बढ़ें, न कि पर्यटन के नाम पर मौज मस्ती। और
आपको लगता है महाराज जी कि पर्यटन के नाम पर वो शुद्धता रह पाएगी उस तीर्थ क्षेत्र में जो होनी चाहिए?
देखिए, पर्यटन का आजकल शब्द जो है बदनाम जैसे हो गया। पर्यटन बोलो तो बोले कि वहाँ होटल्स होंगे, वहाँ तरह तरह की खाने पीने की चीजें होंगी, मांस मच्छी होगा, दारू होगी, कैबरे डांस होंगे, क्लब्स होंगे। तो उस एक जो छवि बन गई शब्द की, उस कारण से पूरा समाज को ऐसे लग रहा है कि ये सारी चीजें पैदा हो जाएंगी। और जो परिपत्रक है उसमें भी एक बात लिखी है कि वहाँ मछली पालन, मुर्गी पालन जैसी चीजें हो सकती हैं, तो वो पॉइंट वहाँ से हटा दिया जाए और ये सुनिश्चित किया जाए कि इस टाइप की चीजें नहीं होंगी, वह तीर्थाटन ही रहेगा और पवित्रतम तीर्थ क्षेत्र के रूप में सुविकसित होगा। तो निश्चित रूप से समाज समझ जाएगी और शांत हो जाएगी। जबरदस्ती सरकार अगर खींचतान करती है और फिर कल एक मुनिराज ने, समर्थ सागर जी ने अन्न का त्याग किया है और अभी उनकी साधना चालू है और 2 मुनियों के क्रमिक अनशन चल रहे हैं, 48 घंटे में एक बार ही वो भोजन पानी ले रहे हैं और कल से फिर 3 मुनि वो क्रमिक अनशन पर, उपवास पर, 16 कारण के एकांतर पर आएंगे और उनके एक आहार एक उपवास मतलब 48 घंटे में केवल एक बार।
इतना सब कुछ हो रहा है, सरकार इस बात को क्यों नहीं समझ रही कि फैसला वापस लेने में दिक्कत परेशानी क्या है? क्योंकि जैन समाज जो है सड़कों पर है, आप जैसे संत जो हैं वो लगातार इस चीज पर सवाल उठा रहे हैं कि पर्यटन क्षेत्र घोषित करके उसकी शुद्धता को खत्म किया जा रहा है, तो सरकार को आपत्ति क्या है?
मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा कि बात ऊपर तक ठीक से पहुंच नहीं रही है या फिर उनके अपने कोई निजी स्वार्थ है या फिर समाज को सताना है या फिर वो अपने आप को कुछ मतलब दबाव बनाना है, क्या चाहते हैं। बाकी ऐसे लगता है कि वरिष्ठ प्रतिनिधि और ठीक सीधे ऊंचे स्तर पर मिलकर के बैठे घंटे आधे घंटे की बात करें तो मसला हल हो जाएगा, क्योंकि बहुत बड़ी बात नहीं है, हम कुछ मांग नहीं रहे हैं, जो है उसको वैसा रहने दिया जाए।
All right, so that is, of course, one of the demands that have been made by the Jain community. Do remember that protests have erupted across the country over this issue. It's been nearly 2 weeks since these protesters have, in fact, been demanding that the government of the state as well as the centre take back this notification. And a look now at the other top stories we are following. Unidentified people attacked priests outside the ancestral village home of the former Tripura Chief Minister Biplab Dev in Udaipur. Now, the incident occurred at a time when a group of priests had arrived at Dev's residence. The mob attacked the saints and vandalized their vehicles. 2 days in a row, stone pelting incidents have been reported on the Vande Bharat train in West Bengal. The BJP has raised several questions as to why no action was taken after the first attack. However, the TMC has told the BJP not to politicize this issue. Actor Gayatri Raghuram has quit the BJP and has called the BJP party chief in the state Annamalai a tactical liar. She's added that no woman can work in the BJP in Tamil Nadu as long as he's there. On the third day of the Delhi hit-and-run probe, the victim's friend and the only eyewitness in the case, Nidhi, has given out her testimony to the Delhi police. She has said that the victim was in a drunken state but insisted on driving the two-wheeler. The National Executive of the BJP will meet for 2 days on the 16th and 17th of January and is likely to endorse an extension in its National President JP Nadda's tenure. The key organizational body will deliberate on its strategy for the upcoming state assembly elections. Telugu Desam Party President, former Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu has been denied permission for public meetings, rallies and road shows. N. Chandrababu Naidu, who was planning to tour Chittoor district from today, has been denied permission by the police. In a video that has been shared by the NFL subdivision, an RPF constable from Purnia Junction of Katihar Railway Division can be seen saving the life of a passenger. The BJP's National President JP Nadda will be on a 2-day visit to pole-bound Karnataka that begins on the 5th of January. He will be visiting key mutts including a prominent Veera Shaiva seminary of Siddhaganga. And early morning protests broke out in Poonch, where anti-Pakistan slogans were raised and effigies were burnt by locals who demanded another surgical strike on Pakistan. Now we are getting inside details on the Haryana Minister Sandeep Singh's case. Sources have told Republic TV that there is a screenshot that has now come to the fore. This is a screenshot of a Snapchat with the minister. A message, in fact, according to our sources, was sent by the minister Sandeep Singh on the 13th of May through Snapchat and has now become a crucial piece of evidence. It has, in fact, been seized by the police. Let's go across to Amandeep, who has more details on what this is about. Amandeep, tell us more in terms of what this evidence seems to suggest.
Well, Nupur, this is a very crucial evidence, and in fact, highly placed sources inside the Chandigarh police revealed that there is a screenshot of Snapchat that was provided by the victim to the police during her statement when it was recorded, and even that Snapchat chat was with Minister Sandeep Singh, and that was on vanish mode. But somehow, victim managed to take the screenshot of that chat, and in fact, further it turned out to be the piece of evidence, and she has handed over to the Chandigarh police for the further probe. And in fact, the details of this Snapchat is it has sent on the 13th of May, and even the victim has already handed over her phones to the police to collect more evidences, just because now, after the statement of the victim, Nupur, the case is completely dependent on the electronic evidence, that how much evidence a victim can be produced, just because, Nupur, so far police investigation is completely taking rounds around the victim. They are not touching Sandeep Singh. They have not went on the spot where the entire incident happened. They have not recorded the statement of the Sandeep Singh. They have not questioned the Sandeep Singh, just because so far victim's statement has been recorded and she has been questioned almost 5 times. And even the investigation, the SIT that was investigating the case, they were all trying to procure the concrete evidence before moving towards the minister. But this is one evidence that the Republic has got to know, that this is a very important piece of evidence, a chat of Snapchat. And this indicates, Nupur, that how minister and victim remain connected through the Snapchat also. That is a social media. Yes.
Now, Amandeep, in this case, it appears that, the onus of proving this allegation remains on the victim, and the minister himself has not even been questioned by the police in this case so far. Why is that?
This is the most surprising and, in fact, the most shocking point of this entire case. Just because, Nupur, the FIR states that the section 354B has been imposed against minister, and that is a non-bailable section, and police cannot ignore that. And even the police have not hold the arrest of Sandeep Singh in this entire case. But still, they have not questioned minister just once a time. They have not summoned him. They have not arrested him, and even they have not visited the spot where the entire incident has been reported. And in fact, that is the official residence of the minister. And even the minister is still holding the portfolio of stationery and printing in Haryana government. But the police investigation is completely inclined towards the victim. They are questioning victim again and again, and even not touching the Sandeep Singh. But why? This is a big question. Neither Chandigarh police is willing to come on record regarding this entire case. Whenever we question any of the police official regarding this case, everybody is repeating the one single line, that SIT is probing the matter, and that's it. Once the investigation will be concluded, only then anybody can reveal any kind of detail regarding the case. But what about the FIR? FIR states that it was a rape attempt, but the section that was imposed by the Chandigarh police is sexual harassment. It was a clear-cut statement from the side of the victim that there was a rape attempt in this entire incident. But Chandigarh police have registered this case into sexual harassment, and even after registering that FIR, they are not moving towards Minister Sandeep Singh. The questions are completely unanswered, and even the Chandigarh police is completely in a thick soup. Either they are providing a minister to a privilege in this investigation, they are giving him the VVIP privilege, that just because he is a minister, that is the reason Chandigarh police is not reaching out him. What all is happening behind the curtain? And even on the other side, Nupur, Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar has also landed in the support of minister. He says these are just the allegations, and it has not been proved so far. And even he also stated that he has surrendered his portfolio of the sports. What else he can do? What all is happening when there's serious allegations against the minister, and even the FIR has been registered.
Absolutely. As you're pointing out, of course, several questions remain as to why this sort of treatment is being meted out to the minister, where he's not been questioned in this case even once. Thank you for the moment, Amandeep, for joining us.
And run case in the national capital on the wee hours. Then it was a case from Greater Noida. And now this is the case from Adarsh Nagar, where we see a man stabbing a woman for about a dozen times. And all of this just because she refused to accept her friendship. A refusal has irked this man, and has made him stab this woman for about 12 times. It is a case from Adarsh Nagar where this man can be seen having a brawl with the woman, and soon after her refusal for friendship, he went on to stab that woman brutally for about 12 times. The woman is now in a critical condition and she is admitted to the hospital. Doctors say that the blood loss was so much so that her condition is very unlikely to improve. This is Tanisha Avasthi with Vijay Bhisham reporting from New Delhi for Republic TV.
The BJP questions why no action has been taken after the first attack on the Vande Bharat Express in West Bengal. And a young IT professional is run over by a lorry in yet another incident of shocking apathy.
Now the Indian Army has taken the custody of the shell, and in fact they have taken this shell to a safer place where they can destroy it without any intervention of the civilian. This is the place, and this was the drum in which it was placed from this very much location to the approaching road. That is the reason Indian Army bomb squad team has lifted this shell from this very much place to defuse it in a controlled explosion. Indian Army has arrived at the spot where the alive bombshell was recovered in Chandigarh, and in few meters away from Punjab Chief Minister's residence as well as Haryana Chief Minister's residence. You can see beyond the sandbags the alive bombshell was being verified. Indian Army is doing a detailed investigation into this, and later this will be diffused with a controlled explosion.
These are the heart-wrenching visuals that are coming from the Dangri village of Rajouri, where 6 mortal remains are leaving from the Dangri village. 6 people, including the 2 miners who have been brutally killed by the terrorists, and they are now being taken to the crematorium for the final rites. This is really a heart-wrenching moment.
A lot of people saying that it's time to give justice to the Delhi hit and run victim. If you can see the visuals right now, these protesters just passed through the Sultanpuri police station. Their police presence is all here as well. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving ahead on this road. Big questions being raised about why was there not enough police presence, safety of women coming out. They're saying capital punishment for the people involved, the 5 accused who are in police custody. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving. We are reporting live from Sultanpuri, and as the final rites of the victim are happening as we speak, anger in the streets of Delhi continues.
Now
I am Priyanka Sharma from Gujarat, and this is Republic. Well, news just coming in, of course. We are now going to play out visuals of a high-handed sort of an attitude of the BRS MLA that has now been caught on camera. Now watch how the Bellampalli MLA Durgam Chennaiya was seen allegedly assaulting a toll plaza staff after his vehicle was stopped over there. The incident was reported at the Mandamari toll plaza, and the attack by the BRS MLA was recorded on CCTV cameras. So pictures on your screen are of what happened. As you can see, there are supporters also of the BRS MLA who appear to get down and assault this toll plaza staff. All right, so there you can see it. The BRS MLA actually gets down and assaults the toll plaza staff over there. Now there appears to have been a conflagration between the two, and thereafter the BRS MLA of course appears to get down and then assault the toll plaza staff after he stopped his vehicle. This incident was reported at the Mandamari toll plaza. This BRS MLA is Durgam Chennaiya. Aneri is joining us live and she has more details on what happened. Aneri, tell us more in terms of what really took place.
What we are seeing is that a clear case of high-handedness and also a VVIP racism also we can say, because this BRS MLA who was travelling from one place to another place and he had to cross the toll gate, but then he also got down of the car, he also assaulted the toll plaza staff member there, and also at the same time, not to forget how you can see in the CCTV also very clearly how this BRS MLA was seen slapping the toll plaza employee for not allowing his vehicle, for stopping his vehicle. So very clear a high-handedness of a BRS MLA which was caught on CCTV, and also at the same time we have been seeing when we also happen to get more information on this, the police officials say that they haven't received any sort of complaint, but yes, they saw the CCTV and now they are further investigating into the matter is what the police officials are saying. But yes, a complaint is not yet registered in this connection, but also at the same time what we are seeing in the CCTV very clearly, the BRS MLA was seen assaulting and slapping a toll plaza employee for stopping his vehicle, and also this was recorded on CCTV very clearly. A toll plaza employee was assaulted by the BRS MLA, a shocking visual coming in where we can see that as his vehicle was not allowed, he got down of the car and he was questioning the toll plaza employee for not allowing his vehicle to go ahead.
Right, so it's very clear in these pictures. It appears that his vehicle is stopped. He comes out, then he hits this man, and then his guards seem to take him away from the spot. And thereafter, of course, he does return to the spot, and an argument ensues between them. Now, any reaction that we are getting from the BRS so far?
Well, not really, Nupur. We are yet to get any sort of reaction or any sort of information from the BRS leaders, because this is the video which we have got where we can see in the CCTV very clearly how the BRS MLA was seen hitting at the toll plaza employee, asking him to open the toll gate because he was moving, he was returning from Hyderabad is what we are told, and that is the time when as his vehicle was not allowed, as his vehicle was stopped, rather we can say, and that is the time when this BRS
stay with us, Aneri. Stay with us. I'm going to go across to Krishna Sagar Rao from the BJP on this. Krishna Sagar Rao, good morning. How do you see what happened? We are given to understand that this BRS MLA lost his cool over a poor toll plaza employee who was just trying to do his job.
See, this smacks of the entitlement BRS MLAs feel they possess. It is total abuse of power, and it is brazenness which is totally unacceptable. Bharatiya Janata Party condemns this kind of high-handedness of the MLA and demands that immediate action be taken and FIR should be filed by the local police against this MLA.
All right. Also, do you feel that, incidents like this one, in fact, go a long way in telling people that there is still a culture of high-handedness, a culture where people think that they're entitled to certain things just because they are public representatives?
Yeah, because they tend to, unfortunately people elect individuals who have no basic, even education to understand that they're representatives, they're the servants of the voters, and they have to serve their constituency. They're not masters, they're not slave drivers, they don't have any entitlement, and they don't need to be VIPs. So the lack of this kind of knowledge is causing all this kind of high-handedness, and this is unruliness is unacceptable in a democracy. Everybody is equal, and before law, everybody has to behave the same way. Otherwise, they have to be charged and tried and prosecuted.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Rao, for that. So as Mr. Rao is pointing out, of course, action needs to be taken against this BRS MLA. It's very, very clear in those pictures that he does get down and assault the employee now. And Aneri, of course, is continuing to be with us. Now, Aneri, is any action likely to be taken at all against the BRS MLA? Because as of now, we are told that the police seem to have seen this footage, but they still haven't acted against him.
Well, Nupur, what we are seeing right now on our screens is the CCTV footage from a toll plaza where a BRS MLA was very clearly seen angry at the toll plaza employees for not allowing his...
From the TRS, joining us right now is Mr. Rahman. Mr. Rahman, good morning. I think you can see those pictures that are now playing out. This is a video that's gone viral. It appears that the TRS MLA does get down and assaults the toll plaza employee. All right, I think we've lost that audio connection with him. We'll try and go back to him. But Aneri, back to you. What are the police telling you, Aneri? Why is action not being taken yet?
Well, Nupur, when we happen to get a confirmation in regard with this incident which was reported at a toll plaza, now what the police officials are saying that they haven't received any sort of complaint in regard with this incident which was reported at the toll plaza, but also at the same time they say that they have seen this video on social media, and that is why they are right now investigating into this and looking into what exactly had transpired during that point in time, because very clearly how you can see the BRS MLA along with his gunman and other security guards who were trying to stop the BRS MLA there from at the toll plaza, but also at the same time we can see how
Stay with us, Aneri. Khalikur Rahman from the TRS is with us on the phone line. Mr. Rahman, I'm sure you've seen these pictures that have now emerged of the incident that occurred at the toll plaza. Don't you think that action needs to be taken against your MLA?
Yeah, good morning. In fact, I haven't seen the CCTV footage, but whatever has happened actually at the toll gate between the MLA and the staff of the toll gate, if it's found that our MLAs in fact tried to abuse or if they had the verbal argument, then in fact the case will be investigated and action will be taken against whoever is responsible for this.
But aren't the pictures very, very clear, Mr. Rahman? You can see that the minister gets down from his car. He seems to be upset about something. He goes and pushes, in fact, slaps this employee who then runs away, and he's actually stopped by his guards.
No, that's what I'm telling you, because we don't know what exactly is the issue there between, the MLA and the staff of the toll gate there. And the matter will be investigated and necessary action will be taken.
So you're saying that action needs to be taken, but after investigation. But so far we are told that the police hasn't really even begun an inquiry or looked into what has happened. They say that they've seen the footage, but they haven't acted yet. Why is that?
No, definitely. The police will take note of this and police will do their job. Because before, taking any action, the investigation has to be done. The inquiry has to be done. And the CCTV footage is there, that's what you're saying, I've not seen that. But from the CCTV footage, if it is found that, if the MLA has been involved in any kind of argument with the staff, then we'll have to find out the reason. What was the issue and why that argument has taken place and what made the MLA get down from the car. So this is possible only once, the inquiry is conducted.
Right, absolutely. Mr. Rahman from the TRS speaking to us. Mr. Rahman, one final question. Mr. Rahman, don't you feel that, when pictures like these actually come out, it does seem to send out a message to people that anybody who's an elected representative can get away with this kind of behavior?
No, absolutely. The public representatives have to be more responsible, and if it is found that, because see, as for the Telangana is concerned, whether it's a public representative or whoever it is, and being a public representative, it puts an extra responsibility on, the public representatives to conduct it and behave. But we really don't know what, conspired there, what happened, and what made the MLA get down from the car and get into an argument with the toll plaza staff. Sometimes it so happens that even the toll plaza staff, there are cases where it is reported the toll plaza staff, misbehaved with the people. Forget about an MLA, but even such cases are there. So that's the reason, because unless a thorough inquiry is conducted, we will not be in a position to, comment right now at this point of time. So once the inquiry is conducted, then if it is found that, if the MLA's high-handedness was there, definitely the action will be taken. But if it also found that the toll plaza staff's fault was there, then, necessary action will be taken, whoever is responsible for this.
All right, Mr. Rahman from the BRS, thank you very much for joining us. So that's the latest that we are getting on this. The BRS says that if the MLA is guilty, action will be taken against him. But first, a thorough investigation needs to be done. Now, moving on to another big story that we are tracking right now. We are, in fact, getting a lead in the Rishabh Pant accident case. Sources have told Republic TV that a team of the NHAI on Tuesday once again visited the accident site. The National Highway Authority of India officials have said that no potholes were found at the accident site, and even patchwork was not done. They have now in their report seemed to suggest that a pothole was not the reason for the accident, and that left the cricketer Rishabh Pant wounded. A quick update on his health as well. Of course, he's now out of the ICU, but the extent of his injuries on his knee and toe as well as ankle are being still looked upon. Harsha is joining us live from New Delhi on this. Harsha, tell us more about what the National Highway Authority of India has said about this.
Exactly. Now we are gathering from our official sources from the NHI is that on the accident crash site, the multiple teams from the Road Safety Department from the Save Life Foundation and the ARTO Department of Uttarakhand visited. And on Tuesday as well, NHI officials were on the spot, and we have got to know that the officials at the inspection site has clearly stated that there are no potholes on the NH58, the national highway that goes from Delhi to Uttarakhand. As well, there are not any patchwork that were torn or that had to be repaired. No long patchwork were there at the time when Rishabh Pant's accident happened. In fact, the very place where the pile of sand is there, exactly, there's no pothole. This is what NHI officials have quoted. Let me also tell you the detailed report which will be submitted by Save Life Foundation and Road Safety Team in the Commission and in the National Highway Authority of India. The report is to be submitted in this week only, and in that detailed report finally it will come what were the clear reasons of the accident of Rishabh Pant's car. But till now what NHI has said that there are no potholes, there are no long patchwork. Potholes is not responsible. It is not because of the pothole that Rishabh Pant's car met an accident at that very place. And about the health condition of Rishabh Pant is right now stable. He's talking, he's meeting his fans and friends, and we're also getting to know that he soon could be shifted from Max Hospital Dehradun to Mumbai. The talks regarding his shifting is with the hospital administration, with the families, and BCCI is already doing. Nupur, back to you.
All right, Harsha, thank you very much for joining us with those details. So as Harsha is pointing out, the NHAI has come out with a statement where they say that there was no pothole in the road where Rishabh Pant met with an accident, and a quick update on his health as well. We now know that there are talks on for him to be shifted back to Mumbai.
Broken out in the Poonch district of Jammu and Kashmir against the civilian killings by the terrorists in the Rajouri district's Dhangri, wherein the terrorist Bagh in 4 houses killing the 4 people on 1st of January, followed by an ID blast that has taken place in the first house that was attacked by the terrorists on 1st of January, and that has taken 2 lives of the minors, after which the protests have broken out. Yesterday there was a complete Bandh call was given in the Kishtwar and the Doda district, and today the Bandh call has been given in the Poonch district, wherein protests have begun. The Jammu and Kashmir Bar Association in Jammu has also given a Bandh call, and the courts will remain shut in the Jammu region against the civilian killings by the terrorists. The people are saying that there needs to be action against the Pakistan, another surgical strike and a foolproof solution for the Pakistan problem that is trying to destabilize Jammu and Kashmir and targeting the minorities. With Sarjeevan Kumar, Gursimran Singh for Republic Media Network.
You are watching Republic TV. On the other side, Biplab Dev speaks to Republic, blames left cadres for the attack on his ancestral home. And second day in a row, stones are pelted at the Vande Bharat Express in West Bengal.
A lot of people saying that it's time to give justice to the Delhi hit and run victim. If you can see the visuals right now, these protesters just passed through the Sultanpuri police station. Their police presence is all here as well. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving ahead on this road. Big questions being raised about why was there not enough police presence, safety of women coming out. They're saying capital punishment for the people involved, the 5 accused who are in police custody. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving. We are reporting live from Sultanpuri, and as the final rites of the victim are happening as we speak, anger in the streets of Delhi continues.
Now the Indian Army has taken the custody of the shell, and in fact they have taken this shell to a safer place where they can destroy it without any intervention of the civilian. This is the place, and this was the drum in which it was placed from this very much location to the approaching road. That is the reason Indian Army bomb squad team has lifted this shell from this very much place to defuse it in a controlled explosion. Indian Army has arrived at the spot where the alive bombshell was recovered in Chandigarh, and few meters away from Punjab Chief Minister's residence as well as Haryana Chief Minister's residence. You can see beyond the sandbags the alive bombshell was being verified. Indian Army is doing a detailed investigation into this, and later this will be diffused with a controlled explosion.
These are the heart-wrenching visuals that are coming from the Dhangri village of Rajouri, where 6 mortal remains are leaving from the Dhangri village.
A look now at the top news stories this morning. Jain community members have staged a protest in Mumbai against the Jharkhand government's decision to declare Sri Samet Shikharji a tourist place. Protests have broken out across the country, and they have protesters have demanded the revocation of the decision. The Supreme Court has agreed to hear on Thursday a matter related to the eviction of about 5,000 people from Haldwani, allegedly from railway land. The plea for the urgent hearing was made by the advocate Prashant Bhushan. A day after the former Tripura Chief Minister Biplab Dev's ancestral home was attacked by unidentified mob, Biplab Dev spoke to Republic TV. Dev has blamed left cadres for the attack that took place a day ahead of his father's death anniversary.
ये जो स्थिति है, कम्युनिस्ट ने बार-बार ही पूरे देश में ऐसा कोशिश करते हैं, जो विशेष संप्रदाय के लोगों को उकसा के राजनीति करना चाहते हैं, और ये बहुत ही दुर्भाग्यजनकपूर्ण है.
As protests erupted in Jammu and Kashmir, protesters in Poonch raised anti-Pakistan slogans and burnt effigies demanding another surgical strike. Protests took place a day after a bandh was observed in Poonch and Kishtwar districts in connection with the twin attacks that took place in Rajouri, in which 6 people lost their lives. Republic TV has spoken to a man who saved the lives of civilians on the day of the attack. Balkrishna was in the village defence guard member, fired at the terrorists when the third house was attacked in the Dhangri village. After he fired 2 rounds at terrorists escaped from the village.
सर डर लगा था, लेकिन उस टाइम मुझे यही सोच रहा था कि मेरा पूरा गांव उन्होंने घेरा हुआ है, कि इसलिए मुझे जल्द से जल्द इनको बचाना है। तब मैंने बाहर निकल कर अपनी हिम्मत नहीं हारी, क्योंकि मुझे ऐसे लग रहा था कि बचना तो मरना तो रब के हाथ में है। अब निकलूँगा तो तब ये बचेंगे। तब मैंने फायरिंग की, तब वो भागे, तो उस कारण ये थोड़ा सा गाँव बचा, नहीं तो उनका 30-40 घर ऐसे ही उनको मार के घर जाना था।
2 functionaries of the DMK have been arrested for allegedly harassing a lady constable during a party event over the weekend in Chennai. The arrest came hours after they were suspended from the party. The arrest and the suspension came after the opposition parties questioned authorities claiming inaction. In another ghastly incident that has been captured on CCTV, a man was seen stabbing a girl multiple times in broad daylight in the national capital. Both had a verbal brawl which took an extremely violent turn, with the man stabbing the woman. IT professional Shobna lost her life after she was run over by a lorry in Tamil Nadu. Shobna lost her control over while she was driving as her bike skid when she was driving on a road full of potholes. After she fell, she was run over by a lorry that came from behind. Shobna was dropping her younger brother to school when the accident took place. While Shobna died on the spot, her brother sustained injuries. And IT sleuths are raiding a company related to Excel Group in the Gachipowli area, Chandanagar and Bachupalli area of Telangana. Around 20 teams involved in the raids have been conducting these operations. And coming up next, it's the second day in a row where stones have been pelted on the Vande Bharat Express in West Bengal. And an IT professional is run over by a lorry in yet another incident of shocking apathy.
Indian Army has arrived at the spot where the alive bombshell was recovered in Chandigarh, and in few meters away from Punjab Chief Minister's residence as well as Haryana Chief Minister's residence. You can see beyond the sandbags the alive bombshell was being verified. Indian Army is doing a detailed investigation into this, and later this will be diffused with a controlled explosion.
These are the heart-wrenching visuals that are coming from the Dhangri village of Rajouri, where 6 mortal remains are leaving from the Dhangri village. 6 people, including the 2 miners who have been brutally killed by the terrorists, and they are now being taken to the crematorium for the final rites. This is really a heart-wrenching moment.
A lot of people saying that it's time to give justice to the Delhi hit-and-run victim. If you can see the visuals right now, these protesters just passed through the Sultanpuri police station. Their police presence is all here as well. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving ahead on this road. Big questions being raised about why was there not enough police presence, safety of women coming out. They're saying capital punishment for the people involved, the 5 accused who are in police custody. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving. We are reporting live from Sultanpuri, and as the final rites of the victim are happening as we speak, anger in the streets of Delhi continues.
Now the Indian Army has taken the custody of the shell, and in fact they have taken this shell to a safer place where they can destroy it without any intervention of the civilian. This is the place, and this was the drum in which it was placed from this very much location to the approaching road. That is the reason Indian Army bomb squad team has lifted this shell from this very much place to defuse it in a controlled.
Let me ask you tonight, which language do you speak? How many languages do you speak? I speak Hindi, Assamese, Bengali, English. I can understand Marathi, I can comprehend spoken Gujarati, Bhojpuri, and I can understand at least half a dozen other dialects. That is my upbringing. I'm sure that many of you speak as many and understand many more languages and dialects. And this is what makes us uniquely Indian. This characteristic is not common in many parts of the world. When we launched Republic, I spoke a bit of Kannada at a pre-launch youth event in Bengaluru. And Republic's first marketing campaign, viewers, was in Tamil in Chennai. Where else in the world do we have this richness, this unique diversity? Where else, viewers? And so, please don't stay a distant observer in this language political fight. You must say, we are #United by Language. Let us make #United by Language trend tonight and for a long time. Because it is the only way that the politicians in this country, across this country, will know that they can never beat us.
Welcome back. You're watching Live and Breaking. Now, a 72-year-old Jain monk who was on a fast against the Jharkhand government's decision to declare Sri Samet Shikharji as a tourist place has died in Jaipur. Now, the police said that after participating in a peace march in Jaipur against the decision, Suge Sagar Maharaj sat on a fast at the Sanghaji temple in the Sanganer area of the city. The priest was a native of the village of Banswara district in Rajasthan. He was on a vrat and had not eaten anything since the 25th of December. He passed away in the morning and the funeral was conducted at noon. The SHO of the Malpura Gate station, Satish Chand, has said that the state government has said that he died after fasting. Now, just to tell our viewers that there have been protests that have been ongoing for the past 2 weeks now. Sri Samet Shikharji is a Jain pilgrimage site that's located in the Parasnath Hills in Jharkhand. The state government has decided to turn into a tourist attraction, which has irked the community. They're concerned that the decision will jeopardize the sacred nature of this place. So as you can see on your screens, pictures of protests that have broken out in various parts of the country, including Mumbai, of course. And Sandeep is reporting for us from the site of the protests in Mumbai. Sandeep, there is considerable anger amongst these Jain protesters who now want the government to essentially revoke the notification that was issued. All right, so that's a very poor audio connection that we have with Sandeep over there. But just to recap the story for our viewers, protests like this one have broken out for about the past 2 weeks now in various parts of the country. These protesters, of course, are demanding the revocation of a notification that has been issued by the Jharkhand government, overturning the sacred site of the Jains into a tourist destination. Now, the Jain community, of course, feels that this sacred site will be ruined if it is turned into a tourist destination.
देखिए, सरकार फैसला वापस लेगी.
Punjab origin kabaddi coach was shot dead in Philippines' Manila city, and in fact this incident reported when he was returning back from his work, and in fact by some unidentified people he was shot dead at the spot. And basically Gurpreet Singh was the deceased that has been identified, and he is the native of Nihal Singh Wala village in Punjab's Moga, and in fact now his family member is demanding that his mortal remains should be repatriated so that the last rites can be performed at the native place. Basically, Gurpreet Singh was a renowned kabaddi player, and in fact he was shifted his base couple of years back to Philippines to earn his livelihood, and even he was also giving the coaching of kabaddi, and though he was surviving his own business also, but now he has been shot dead, and in fact his family is demanding justice and asking the Indian government to brought his mortal remains back to the native place so that last rites can be performed.
ये जो स्थिति है, कम्युनिस्ट ने बार बार ही पूरे देश में ऐसा कोशिश करते हैं कि विशेष संप्रदाय के लोगों को उकसा के राजनीति करना चाहते हैं और ये बहुत ही दुर्भाग्यजनकपूर्ण है।
And it is the second day in a row where stones have been pelted at the Vande Bharat Express in West Bengal.
Big questions being raised about why was there not enough police presence, safety of women coming out. This